Here we go, back at it, and I'm bleeding it. My wound hasn't healed from last time. I'm still going to die. In this episode, there's about a 5-minute walk from Hearthome to Veilstone, so while the normal game has you just take this walk, the ROM hack is modified to give you as many distractions as possible, whether it be terrorism, hidden boss fights, or just gambling before you fight the next gym. Firstly, before any of that, I have to fight Barry for the first time in ages, and his team hasn't exactly improved, which is evident by his lead Star Avia showing us just how serious of a fight this will be. He's dealt with by my own Star Raptor with a single area lace, and this causes a League of Legends player to enter the field, which is a game that I don't play, but just like a Snorlax, if you want to defeat a professional League of Legends player, you can do so by beating them to death. Following this, Primplop comes out, so I'm forced to switch into Clefable, who is able to set up a light screen before switching into Gardevoir. With the help of 2 psychics, the extinction progress for penguins has been furthered. And lastly is Heracross, who is equipped with a Cobra Berry, but I've learned how to counteract this since Gardenia's Tangler severely crippled my bird, so I summon the moon to get rid of my enemies, as opposed to just stabbing it with a gust of wind. Yeah, your strat's shit. I mean, I followed it pretty well. Oh no. As previously mentioned, the game likes to distract you, so an underpaid staff member at the local nature preserve tells me that Tesla is attempting to absorb the preserve into its company, so I head over there to start an environmental protest which involves me protesting against the environment. I find the place to be swarming with Tesla employees, and so I take them all out, including the annoying piece of shit at the end of the hall who tells me I have to beat him in 6 turns exactly in order to win. My attempt ends at 5 turns, but in a stroke of genius I command my camera up to use flamethrower on the Tesla employee to make it 6, so after this I witness a man getting jumped and meet up with Barry. What? The Tesla executive reveals himself alongside the owner of the nature preserve, who are engaging in a legal battle because apparently the nature preserve was illegally selling exotic animals from the preserve onto the black market in order to make a profit. This breaks my heart, as I cannot believe that Tesla would be so cruel as to take away these illegal profits and liberate the suffering animals from this man who is clearly struggling financially and has to go through many challenges every day, such as deciding what luxurious car he has to buy and whether he's going to lower his employees' wages by 50% or 70% based on how much they need financial support. Because this animal abuser has a family to feed, me and Barry engage in battle against the executive, who leads with a Bronzong and a Wigglytuff. The battle begins with Barry showing us that he means business and doesn't intend to fuck around by commanding his pigeon to have a seizure before God strikes it down out of pity for having Barry as a trainer. As for the Bronzong, Camerupt makes quick work of it by lighting us on fire, causing artillery to come in, which is a huge problem for my Camerupt as he's a Genshin Impact fan, which means he's deathly allergic to water. I prepared for this incidentally by training up Stewie, who I planned on using to sweep the water-type gym later on due to his Storm Drain ability, and because Camerupt is a fire ground type, artillery will be baited into using Octazooka, and so I send in Stewie to absorb it. Huh? Wait, what? Wait, excuse me? Octazooka? What the fuck happened? My ability? Huh? I fucking swear I have Storm Drain. Oh. This is Gen 4 Storm Drain. So I forgot that this was Gen 4, where Storm Drain only redirects Water-type moves instead of absorbing them and giving them a special attack boost, so now my team is in a fairly fucked situation and now I have to find a way out. I begin to switch out between various Pokemon and pray that Barry's Snorlax can put in some work, which is risky because the AI in this game is capable of masterfully competing in 4D chess, except for when they have to support you, where they conveniently lose any sign of intelligence. After a couple of minutes, I'm able to kill the Octillery, who has been whittled down by Snorlax, using my Gardevoir because Barry actually managed to do something, but I'm forced to switch out as Toxicroak and Raichu enter the field because Barry also managed to kill the Wigglytuff. Well done, Barry. And I switch out into Camerupt to take the kill on Toxicroak, as both he and Raichu decide that they also don't support the League of Legends community, and after Barry's genius decision to send in his Primplop against an electric type, it becomes a 2v1 as I take the kill on Raichu amidst the penguin slaughter. After taking out Raichu, I'm forced to switch out as the final Pokemon, Espeon, threatens to kill my Camerupt with a crit. I bargain that I can safely switch into Togekiss, as the most likely scenario is that Espeon is going to use Psychic as opposed to Power Gem because it's stronger, and it's even more likely that it's going to be directed towards Barry's Heracross. I'm absolutely correct, and Heracross gets hit by Psychic, but the surprising part is that he lives and gets a Bug Bite, which allows us to get the kill on the next turn and end the fight, with the most shocking part of this fight being that Barry actually did something. The court case is ended professionally, and because this man offered me an ancient deity and an egg in exchange for helping him, I spare him from But because I'm not allowed legendaries or mythicals, I settle for a rat that I find in his backyard and make my way over to Salacion Town, but not before stopping at the local cemetery in the hopes of grave robbing for goods, where I instead find a way for me to plagiarise Fantina before moving on. Shit. Here they say. Fucking final. I pass by Salacion after stocking up and healing my team with nothing of note and proceed on to the next 2 routes. Now most people would assume that the next route would just be how you get to Veilstone, but I know better because I've played Vanilla Platinum and I know that at the end of the route there lies 2 mini-boss fights, Ace Trainer Dennis and Maya. It's intended to be a double battle, but to make it easier I'm able to talk to them individually and only have to fight 3 Pokemon instead of 6. The first Ace Trainer leads with a Glycast, while I lead with Gastrodon, who has a Water Pulse boosted by the rain for a one-shot, and this is followed by Gyarados, who is also boosted by the rain, and because Gen 4 is a piece of shit, my Storm Drain Gastrodon is forced to switch out into Satan, who I assume can live a non-critical hit bounce. Oh my god. So as it turns out, the Gyarados is morbidly obese and completely flattened Satan with a critical hit, which leaves me with Scrambled, who can live an Aqua Tail before firing off a Yawn in order to take the kill. The following Drifblim threatens to kill my Togekiss with Shadow Ball, so I switch out to have Stewie eat it, and he does quite well, but the next turn features Drifblim going for Amnesia, which means that my team of only special attackers plus Metachamp isn't going to hold up well. I switch out into Camera Up so that I can launch Ancient Powers, but as Drifblim fires off a nasty Shadow Ball followed up by Amnesia again, I have to contemplate who to sacrifice on my team. Oh my fucking word. I actually need to create a fucking shrine for Apple Pie? Or at least I would have to sacrifice somebody if it wasn't for the Pokemon community mislabeling Camerupt as a camel, when in reality he's the GOAT. With the first of the Ace Trainers defeated, I decided to head back to Salacion and change my team, alongside bringing a sacrifice in the event that things go south. Don't act surprised because I warned you that this would happen in episode 1, Sprout is going to die today. The battle leads with Lickitung, so Thiamon proceeds to one-shot it before being faced with Gardevoir, who he doesn't have any way of killing, so it's a quick switch to Gastrodon, but after realising that it probably has Magical Leaf, I switch into Togekiss instead. Thankfully I'm correct and Togekiss comes in safely on a Magical Leaf, which of course is all part of my genius plan and allows him to fire up a Yawn and Air Cutter before switching out into Burb for the kill. Lastly is Roserade, who is the reason why I had Burb take out the Gardevoir, because Burb is well equipped to handle Roserade with an Aerial Ace and I wanted him to be full HP when facing her. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the one-shot, so I'm hit with a Stun Spore and something such as a critical hit Sludge Bomb could kill me, so I place my hope in a quick attack. I calculated every move. I was confident that Burb would pull through. This is all part of my genius. Staraptor pulls through and gets the kill, and with that these normal route NPCs who have no relevance of any kind are defeated, which lifts a huge weight off my chest, allowing me to make my way to Veilstone. The loss of Satan still devastates me, and it's sort of been 8 minutes into the episode, so I have to find some way of coping in order to move on, while simultaneously lengthening the amount of content I have. I know what I'm gonna do today. Do I get the coin? What the fuck are you doing here? Funnily enough, I go into the casino and find Looker attempting the slots, which further proves my claim that he's got a serious problem, which I honestly started as a joke. I had no idea you could find him here, and with all that aside, I begin my quest to ditch the gym challenge and win a gazillion dollars. With my mum's house and half my organs sold, I take a look at my earnings and ask the man next door what I can exchange them for, and he just gives me the apple he was eating alongside some marbles, and I decide to quit gambling before remembering that 99% of gamblers quit before they win big, so I'm going to go back at some point. And now we have the fight against Maylene, who has prepared a gym that is too difficult for my underdeveloped brain to handle it. How the fuck do I do that? And similarly difficult is the fight against her, so I make some rearrangements to my team, such as adding Mischievous, who quickly evolves with a Dusk Stone, followed by Shrek returning from the box after he waited 3 weeks to receive more screen time, after I glossed over his performance against Rock's Cranidos. Soon he evolves too as a countermeasure to some of Maylene's stronger Pokemon who are weak to ground type moves, as well as serving as a tank role that Camerupt wouldn't be as capable of undertaking. the gym battle begins with Miss Magius walling the lead in Medicham and using her speed and strength to one-shot it without issue before Maylene sends in her ace, Lucario. Lucario is equipped with a focus sash, so I send in Shrek, who tanks the flash cannon and is above half HP following an aura sphere on the next turn, to which Shrek responds with an earthquake in retaliation to break the sash. I blunder here because I forgot about healing items and used Protect while Maylene heals when I could have just killed him, so I'm forced to eat another aura sphere while I live on low HP before Maylene sends out Machamp. My ground typing means that Machamp won't go for Thunder Punch but will instead go for Close Combat or Payback, which Togekiss heavily resists, so I switch out into what is indeed a Close Combat, which allows me to take it out with a Moonblast. The now brought in Toxicroak threatens with Poison Jab, but because Shrek is on life support I'm forced to switch into Burb, who can soften the blow with Intimidate, which allows me to follow up with an Aerial Ace, which marks the beginning of Burb's kill streak. Infernape is at risk of outspeeding me, but with no other option I place my faith into Burb, who proceeds to impress me yet again with another one-shot, and before I know it Maylene is down to just one Pokemon, and as Staraptor wipes the blood off his wings, he fixates his eyes on Gallade. Not wanting to give Burb all the glory, however, I send in Clickbait to completely wall the Gallade, as all he has is Drain Punch and Zen Headbutt, and with nothing left to do, I watch as the Gallade pulls off one last stroke of genius, as he uses Reflect against my special attacker, before firing off a Moonblast for the kill, and with that the gym leader has been defeated. That has to be the easiest gym fight I've ever had to do. It was just a lot of long calculations because I'm incompetent. I do win. Thank you. But that is it for now. And I will see you later.